So, Unit 5, Skill 1B. Writing more equations of parabolas, except this time it's how do we write the equation of a parabola that opens left or right. I'm sorry the handwriting isn't that awesome, but again, that's how do we write the equation of a parabola that opens left or right. So, what do we do? Well, to write the equation of a parabola that opens left or right, when given the focus in Directrix, we're going to use this formula. Okay? So we have a very small change between this and last class. The only difference is we have the x minus h and the y minus k have switched. If you think about it, that should kind of make sense. A y equals equation, which is what last class ended up becoming, is a parabola that opens up and down, and an x equals equation is an equation that should be opening left and right. So h and k still going to represent the vertex, no change there. P is the distance between the vertex and the focus, or the directrix and the vertex. So there's no change there. If the parabola opens to the right, P is positive, and if it opens left, P is negative. So we can kind of jump right into it. This lesson should be, hopefully, a little bit shorter. So first things first, you always want to draw a picture. So let's get our picture going here. Negative 5, 0 is going to be over here, and x equals negative 3 can be this line right here. That's horrible. I'm trying to do that. Negative 3. I need to move this so I can see it. So here's my point. We're going to call that negative 5, 0. This point right here will be negative 3, 0. So I need to find my middle point. Halfway between negative 5, 0, negative 3, 0 must be negative 4, 0. And then I'm going to have my parabola that opens that way, so negative 4, 0. That's a very important point. That's the point of the vertex. It better be halfway in between, and it is. So we can write our h comma k is negative 4, 0. And our p-value we need to find. So the distance from negative 3 to negative 4 right here, or from negative 4 to negative 5 right there, is 1. And since it's opening left, p is going to then equal negative 1. Alright, so type it into our equation here. Hopefully the thing will pause itself again. X minus h, y minus k quantity squared. There's a reason that I'm writing this out each time I do it, and it's not because I want to memorize it, it's because I want you to. The more times you write this equation, the better off you are. You'll remember it. You have a better chance of it anyways. So, alright, let's plug it in. So 4 times p, which we said is negative 1, x minus negative 4 for the h, y minus 0, which is k squared. We get negative 4 times x plus 4 equals y squared. Multiplying both sides by negative 1/4. So we get that to cancel. X plus 4 equals negative 1/4 y squared. And the last thing we have to do is move over, come on, there we go, move over the 4. So subtract 4 from both sides, and we get x equals negative 1/4 y squared. Yep, minus 4, I apologize. So subtract 4 and then I didn't do it. Okay, subtract 4. Alright, you can type it in your calculator, double check, but we'll do a warm-up on that to make sure that we all understand. Moving on. Okay, so we have fractions here to deal with. Let's go over negative 143 over 48 up 9. So that's close to 3, which is kind of nice. Okay, so here's going to be our focus over and then up 9. So we'll label that negative 143 over 48 comma 9. And then we have to have our x equals line, which is further. It's negative 145. So if this was left 143 at first, right, we have to go further left. Draw our line. I'll draw it right about here just to give myself some room. Obviously this is not drawn to scale. So this is x equals negative 145 over 8. Got to find that point right in the middle, and what this point is here on the line. Okay. Here's our parabola coming this way. That's really ugly, but you get the idea. Alright, so how far to the left did we go? Well, to get to this point over here, I went left 145 over 8, that's that whole line, and then I went up 9. And you have to be able to figure out those points. So it's negative 145 over 48, comma, up 9. And then we have this point right here in the middle. How far left did we go to get to that one? Well, we got to figure that out. We know that it's up 9 because all the points right here are up 9, up 9, up 9. That's why we have those. But how far left to right is it? Well, we have to ask ourselves what's halfway between 143 and 145. Well, obviously that's going to be 144. Not much to it. So we have 144, 4 over 48, comma 9. So we now have that vertex point. So h comma k is what we're looking for. And it just so happens that negative 144 over 48 is negative 3. Okay, I'm going to type that one in, comma 9. The only thing we need now is the p-value. Once we have p, we're good to go. So how far is this distance in between here and here, and in between here and here? How far is that? So if you're going from 143 to 144, that's 1. But you're going from 143 over 48 to 144 over 48. So it's actually 1/48. It's really weird. Not a number that we're used to dealing with, but it's 1 over 48. So is it positive or negative is the next question. And anything that opens to the right, which this one does, it's opening to the right, is positive. Anything that opens left is negative. Just like up is positive and down is negative. So this is positive. Copy our formula, and we'll be done here pretty soon. So 4p. Then we have our x minus h equals our y minus k, quantity squared. Plug it in, plug it in. P is 1 over 48. H is negative 3. And y minus k, which is 9 squared. So what is 4 times 1 over 48? Well, if you don't know or you can't simplify that, that's not a problem. It's not the end of the world, nothing to cry about, but you do need to be able to do that in the calculator. Off to the side, it's 4 over 48. That reduces to 1/12. X plus 3 equals y minus 9 quantity squared. To get rid of the 1/12, we're going to multiply both sides by 12. So 12 times it. Those cancel, and we're left with x plus 3 equals 12, and then y minus 9 squared. Okay, last step, subtract over the 3. That's not good. Subtract over 3 and you should be good. So x equals 12 times y minus 9 squared minus 3. You're all done. Remember that your summary should include things like what is the focus, what is the directrix. Focus is obviously this little guy inside. Okay, it's always inside the parabola. The directrix is the line. Some common mistakes that I see people do is they have their focus point right here, and then they make their line go this way. See? So a common mistake you need to know about, you never have your parabola cross the directrix. Okay? So again, in your summary, mention how these are equidistant to the vertex, the directrix to the vertex, the focus to the vertex, and then obviously the equation is something that you're going to want to write in the summary because it's something that you must memorize. Aside from that, we're good to go.